purple on the bottom.
All you got to do is get down and pull up that rhizome. It's kind of hard to pull up. Dang. Tough. Thank you. So, that rhizome's got all those roots coming from it. They're not all necessarily closely related. This is one of the blue stems that is on the trashy side. It's called bushy blue stem because these seed heads, you see that right there is about to a flower. And it'll have all these grayish little feathery structures on it. And it'll be very bushy toward the top of it. It likes to grow in wet areas, and this collects a lot of water right here. And you'll see it around the ponds when we get over there. You'll see a lot of bushy blue stem. Palatability, extremely low quality, period. So just because it's a grass, this is a little shrub. There's some more of it. See those taller shrubs right over there? That's as tall as it gets. Very common on some of the blackland. We're getting close. We're getting into the blackland here. Veterans, when you get close to Veterans Memorial, that's almost all blackland. It's a black swamp land. This blackland. Okay. This is called willow baccharis. It's not a very important forage plant, although animals nibble on it. It's a common plant of the blacklands, so be watching for it. And then a little bit later in the fall, it'll be covered with the fruiting structures, but your little feathery structures. It's absolutely beautiful, and a few people use this as an ornamental. It can be an ornamental tree, but it only looks good once a year, you know, for about 3 weeks. It looks pretty. That's four. Out at Gibbs Ranch. Little yellow flower. Anybody remember it? That first lab we met out at Gibbs Ranch, it's a low-growing ground hugger. Here's a bunch of it right over here. Come on. It's generally considered a weed, but it's very common in pastures. Horse herb, or sprawling horseweed. It's really a ground hugger. You see, can it grow underneath the lawnmower? If it can grow underneath the lawnmower's height, it could grow underneath the grazing animal's height. Okay, so easily occupying space. Goldenrod, and it's about to bust out in these yellow blooms. Not a highly desired pasture plant. In fact, most people try to spray it and kill it. But a highly desired bee plant. The bees use this as a major source of nectar going into the winter, and they need this plant to put up a lot of stores to get through the winter months. That's pretty dang good. It's Canada ragweed. I mean, not goldenrod. Canada goldenrod, or sometimes called tall goldenrod too. This is one of the bigger ones, taller. Beetle that lays an egg in there, and it makes a larva inside that stem. You'll see it occasionally. A lot more delicate. Once those fire ants, a lot more delicate seed head than any of these. It happens to be Bermuda grass, but it's a golf course turf type Bermuda grass. This one is Tiff Sport, developed at the same place in Tifton, Georgia that Tifton 85 was developed. But Tifton 85 is this big, and this one is this big. The genetic diversity of Bermuda grass is amazing. There are lots of different genes that control the growth, and this is a specially developed hybrid Bermuda grass, and it can only be propagated by taking some of this grass and putting it in the ground someplace else, not by seed. Just like we do some of our hay types. We can't plant seeds of them because they don't produce seeds, or they produce seeds that aren't true to type.